That's what we said.
Oh, my goodness. I think the pucker's up thinking about. Hey, Hank. Well, I believe that. Hey, you know, the boys has been talking to me about
how to talk?
something. Yeah, they finally learned how to talk.
No, nice.
They said, no, that's what I was just going to ask him about. It's kind of hid right now, and I wanted you to, if you will, would you show us your belt buckle, Hank?
You want to see my belt?
I want to see your belt buckle, Hank. Show us your... Well, you can see it, can't you? You gonna,
cowboy.
Are you going to show? You going to show us the rest of it?
It's all there, Chief.
All right. Welcome to the Country Place, everybody. Our special guest this week is my sister, Miss Maxine Brown, and Blake Emmons has got her cornered out here on the porch. I don't know, we might get them to come in and visit with us. Nice to have you with us, Sid. Blake? I've got somebody I don't want to lose, so hand me down my pair of walking shoes. I'm country bound, good old open air, to see my country girl waiting for me there. I'd walk a country mile for a country girl, a natural open smile, a sweet little curl, a girl who can keep a heart from being blue. Just a girl exactly like you. The sunlight's on her hair like golden corn, and in the eyes the diamond grass of early morn. I see peach blossoms in her cheek, and music in her walk as sweet as running creeks. I'd walk a country mile for a country girl, a natural open smile, a sweet little curl, a girl who could keep a heart from being blue. Just a girl exactly like you. Just a girl exactly like you. Stick around a while. We got a bunch more songs. Blake Emmons, Maxine, and we might even do some of the old Brown songs. But right back after this swerve. Would you please listen?
Our deer up there's got the mange.
Give me my...
He played the broom. This is a story about, you know, my whole life there. All the people have been asking. You can read?
They can read. She used to carry my books to school.
Who? Fred.
Sally was a good old girl. She taught me how to read 'cause I was a fool. Sally was a good old girl. And she wanted a kiss or a little bit of squeeze. She always did her best to please. I stood around in my well, Sally was a good old girl. Come on now. Sally was a good old girl. Oh, yeah. Sally was a good old girl. No matter what the request, she did her best. Sally was a good old girl. Well, the folks were poor, but she did all she could. Sally was a good old girl. The hardest working girl in the neighborhood. Sally was a good old girl. Well, she was a favorite with all the men. Kept coming around again and again. She sold her ties to anyone that could. Well, Sally was a good old girl. Oh, sing it now. Sally was a good old girl. Sally was a good old girl. No matter what the request, she did her best. Sally was a good old girl. One more time now. Sally was a good old girl. Sally was a good old girl. No matter what the request, she did her best. Sally was a good old girl. Now she was a favorite with all of the men. Sally was a good old girl. And all the women despised her then. Sally was a good old girl. Well, all the women talked, but she didn't care. She did her work and did her share. She ended up married to a millionaire. Sally was a good old girl. I say now, Sally was a good old girl. Sally was a good old girl. No matter what the request, she did her best. Sally was a good old girl. Come on up now, Sally was a good old girl. Sally was a good old girl. No matter what the request, she did her best. Sally was a good old girl. Come on up now, Sally.
Sally was an uptight, psychedelic, hillbilly, bow-legged broad.
Just my type.
What's that?
Sally sold matzo balls in Lower New York.
On Lower Broadway in New York.
With my mother, jams and jellies and preserves. You know.
Okay. Well, yes, all right. Well, Sally may have been a good old girl, but I'll tell you what, Blake is being a pretty bad feller. I'll tell you what. You know, the young lady, my sister, that come up here this weekend just to have a party with us. What happens? Blake gets her cornered over there in the kitchen. Hey, what in the world?
Mine, back, dog, back. Mine. The guard. Don't let those oddballs bother you, honey.
I've heard of this. Is ridiculous. Well, we have to
Just a
keep
little jealous,
the old
that's all.
shotgun around every once in a while in case of an emergency.
They're just
Blake
a
is sitting
little
over
jealous.
here
I'm surprised,
shooting,
you know.
talking a bunch of trash to Maxine. I think that's terrible. When he could, you know, he could leave her alone, you know, and she'd be kind of cleaning up the place and helping us out here. Let me clean it up. I know, and it sure could stand a little.
Baby, you do not have to big dog me. I remember you from Tennessee. You went and wrote yourself a song, and then you let your hair grow long. You moved to New York, left the only friends you knew. Cocktail drinks, chicks with minks, oh, they really made a fool of you. You played your guitar and made the little hippie swoon. But I've got a feeling you'll be back in Nashville soon. So baby, when they turn you out, be sure you take the southern route. I'll be waiting down in Tennessee, 'cause baby, you do not have to big dog me. You moved to New York, left the only friends you knew. Cocktail drinks, chicks with minks, oh, they really made a fool of you. You played your guitar and made the little hippies smooth. But I've got a feeling you'll be back in Nashville soon. So baby, when you're all alone, get on board that bus and head for home. I'll be waiting down in Tennessee, 'cause baby, you do not have to big dog me. Baby, don't you big dog me.
That's the way to tell him. Don't let him big dog.
That's the guard talking.
That's the guard right over here. I got my shotgun laying over there ready too. We sure are glad that you could come up and kind of help us out here on the country place.
Well, it's real nice to be able to come up and be with you and the boys here at the
I know
lodge.
it's a long walk from the foot of the hill, but hey, do you think you still got enough breath to sing another song like one
I'd
of the
love
old Brown
to.
songs? I was looking back to see.
It goes back a long ways, doesn't it?
Too far back.
I won't tell.
I was looking back to see if you were looking back to see if I was looking back to see if you were looking back at me. You were cute as you could be, standing looking back at me, and it was plain to see that I'd enjoy your company. One Sunday afternoon, as I was riding down the street, I met a cute little girl, all dressed up so sweet, and the way that she was slinking made me wish I had a Lincoln. But who would notice me just driving this Model T? I was looking back to see if you were looking back to see if I was looking back to see if you were looking back at me. You were cute as you could be, standing looking back at me, and it was plain to see that I'd enjoy your company.
Now listen, baby, it doesn't matter to me. Even in your Model T, you're as cute as you can be. If you'll take me for a ride, I will stay close by your side, and I will guarantee we'll have fun, oh man alive.
I was looking back to see if you were looking back to see if I was looking back to see if you were looking back at me. You plain to see that I enjoy your company. You know, we've got a lot of other requests for some of the old Brown songs. So if you'll stick around with us, we'll be back right after
I'll be
this
right
one.
here.
All right. Bobby Russell wrote a song that the Lancers are going to do for us now called Little Green Apples.
And I wake up in the morning with my head down in my eyes, and she says hi. And I stumble to the breakfast table while the kids are going off to school. Goodbye. And she reaches out and takes my hand and squeezes it, says, how you feeling, hun? And I look across at smiling lips that warm my heart and see my morning sun. And if that's not loving me, then all I've got to say, God didn't make little green apples, and it don't rain in Indianapolis in the summertime. There's no such thing as Dr. Seuss, Disneyland, Mother Goose, no nursery rhymes. God didn't make a little green apples, and it don't rain in Indianapolis in the summertime. And when myself is feeling low, I think about her face aglow to ease my mind. Sometimes I call her up at home, knowing she's busy, and ask if she could get away and meet me and grab a bite to eat. And she stops what she's doing, hurries down to meet me, and I'm always late. But she sits waiting patiently, smiles when she first sees me, 'cause she's made that way. And if that's not loving me, then all I've got to say, God didn't make little green apples, and it don't snow in Minneapolis when the winter comes. There's no such thing as make-believe, puppy dogs, autumn leaves, no BB guns. God didn't make little green apples, and it don't rain in Indianapolis in the summertime. And when myself is feeling low, I think about her face aglow to ease my mind. Ooh.
That's the Lancers, Little Green Apples. Isn't
They're
it pretty?
cute, too.
Oh, yes, they are.
Kind of long, but...
Well, okay. Move on. Hey, this is request time. Army age. Ooh, don't mention that. We're afraid they're going to have to go anyway. This is kind of request time. So if anybody's got any request of the old Brown songs, we better clarify that. Don't request too many of the others, because we may not know them. It's been too long since we've sang together.
May not remember these.
Has anybody got
request, the old
any
Brown
requests that they'd like to hear?
The old lamplighter.
The old lamplighter. All right. He made the night a little brighter wherever he would go. The old lamplighter of long, long ago. snow we had was so much whiter beneath the candle glow. The old lamp lighted of long, long ago. You'd hear the patter of his feet as he came toddling down the street. His smile would hide a lonely heart, you see. If there were sweethearts in the park, he'd pass a lamp and leave it dark, remembering the days that used to be. For he recalls when dreams were new, he loves someone who loves him too, who walks with him along in memory. He made the night a little brighter wherever he would go. The old lamp lighter of long, long ago. Anybody got another request?
Scarlet Ribbons.
Scarlet Ribbons? Think you remember that?
I remember anything you do.
I'm sure you do. I peeked in, a few more too, to say good night when I heard my child in prayer send, dear God, some scarlet ribbons for my hair. All the stores were closed and shuttered. All the streets were dark and bare. In our town, no scarlet ribbons, not one ribbon for her hair. What else we got?
I couldn't help but think that little girl while we were singing that song, because I always thought of little girls, you know.
With the scarlet ribbons in her hair? Yeah, me too. She's pretty. What else we got?
3 bells.
3? Oh, well, we'd have to do that, wouldn't we? There's a village hidden deep in the valley, among the pine trees half forlorn. And there on a sunny morning, little Jimmy Brown was born. Bum, 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 bum. All the chapel bells were ringing in the little valley town, and the songs that they were singing was for baby Jimmy Brown. And the little congregation prayed for guidance from above. Lead us not into temptation, may his soul find the salvation of thy great eternal love. Just a few of them. Maybe we can do another one in a little while. Stick around, we'll be right back. That's Ray Wicks, Hank Corwin, and the Gems with a little of the Sugarfoot Rag. Hey, if we can, why don't we get everybody to come in? Hey, Blake, put the gun up and come over here and join us. The Lancers, come on in and join us with a little bit of the old Sugarfoot Rag, would you? In fact, we might even let you dance a little bit. Gonna get out my sycamore, shine up my shoes, and meet my baby and tell her the news. Bet my money on a swayback nag, came home winter with plenty of swag. 1 foot, 2 foot, slew foot drag, swing your honey to the Sugarfoot Rag. Dig a little chick in a sick of the sag, while the guitar's picking out the Sugarfoot Rag. That's about all the time we've got left on the show. My thanks to Maxine for coming by, Blake Emmons, the Lancers, the Gems, and everybody. So, if you will, join us in next week. Pull up the easy chairs, settle back, relax, and get ready for another Country Place party. party. Hope you'll join us then, won't you?